My name is Bob Johnson. After graduating from middle school, I went to a high school near my place. I initially thought my school experience would be smooth, but I struggled to keep up with the academic standards and found myself feeling out of place. On top of that, my parents asked me to get a job to support them financially. As a result, I dropped out of high school and began working. When I started high school, I thought I had a bright future ahead of me, but reality turned out to be less kind. Now I am just trying to make ends meet under a really tough boss. Bob, I'd like to follow up the task I assigned. Just because you are a dropout does not mean you can slack off, you know. You ought to be grateful we even hired you. That is coming along just fine, sir. It will be done by next week. Even though I'm a dropout, I'm not slacking off. Well, if it's on track, that's fine. But if you're slacking off, you know what's going to happen, right? I can fire you in a heartbeat. Please do not fire me, sir. If I lose this job, I won't have any money to give my parents. It doesn't matter what you say, kid. If we decide you're worthless to the company, you'll be out on your behind before you can blink. Do not say such scary things, sir. I am working hard for the company, and I would really like to keep my job here. To be honest, I do not get it. Why are you even working here? Hiring a dropout was a mistake. I can't answer that. Ask the CEO. He was the one who interviewed me and hired me. Right. The CEO decides everything. I can complain to him directly, but boy, do I have a lot to say. You might have your beefs, sir, but I am not causing any trouble. I would be really happy if you would just let me keep working like I have been. Look, if you cause any trouble, it will immediately reach the CEO. You better keep that in mind while you're working. Yes, sir. I'll make sure to work harder than anyone else so that I won't get fired. I don't get why I have to be threatened like this, but I choose to hold on to my current job because finding work as a dropout is challenging. On the other hand, I'm extremely concerned that sooner or later I might lose my patience if I keep working under him. It's because my boss habitually dumps all the work he doesn't want to handle on me and slacks off himself. In the end, I extend my work hours to tackle the additional workload dumped on me by him. Basically, I always work overtime so the boss can have it easy. One day, I felt I'd had enough of this, so I decided to honestly open up to my boss. Boss, can I have a moment? I have important matters to discuss with you regarding my future. I would appreciate it if you could listen seriously. Why should I waste my time on you? If I have any spare time, I'd rather grab some food somewhere far away. Sir, please wait. Listen to me. If things keep going like this, I might burn out and won't be able to work here anymore. I want you to quit anyway, so I have nothing to gain by listening. If you want to quit, go right ahead. Why are you being so mean? I'm doing pretty well in sales, so if I quit now, it would be a big loss for the company. Do you not think? We may take a hit for a bit, but we can hire someone better than you in no time. I do not mind if you quit at all. If you would just listen to me now, you would not have to take any losses or train new people, you know. Even if we train someone like you, your skills are so low to begin with. I think it would be more efficient to train someone else. Just because I only finished middle school does not mean I am that bad. I am actually doing better than some college grads. You might be doing all right now, but in the end, you don't have a college education. It's safer to train someone who has finished college. When you put it that way, I have nothing to say, but I wish you'd try to understand me a little more. Instead of wasting time on a good-for-nothing like you, I would rather find someone else and spend time training them. No matter what I say, the boss is not going to change. Seems like he gets off on looking down on people. I know I could perform better under a different boss, but I just can't find the motivation to work for this one. Still, if I keep working like this, I might get looked down on even more and have an even rougher time. So I figured I would try to work a little harder. I decided that if I outperform everyone else and still do not get any recognition, I am going to look for a new job. It might be tough with only a middle school education, but it has got to be better for my growth than staying at this company. While I was thinking about all this, the manager called me over. Sorry for calling you out of the blue, Bob. I have got a job I need your help with. Are you busy right now? Well, I'm busy, but it is just because a boss dumped a bunch of work on me. If I can get that sorted out, I should be fine. I see. So that's what's going on. It must be tough having more than your usual workload dumped on you. I'd like to help somehow, but it's not easy. I understand you have your position too, manager. I always finish my regular work quickly, but I'm working overtime because of the extra tasks I've been given. I thought you were always working overtime, but it was because of the work the department head dumped on you. I assumed you were just doing your regular duties. I'm actually pretty good at my job, so I can finish things quickly. But the amount of extra work I'm given is just overwhelming. To be honest, I called you over because you're outperforming everyone else, and I wanted your help. Thank you for saying that. The department head judges me by my education, so it's hard to earn his trust. Of course, education is important, but if we look at performance alone, you're ahead. I wish he'd treat you better. I've always felt that way, but when the department head says those things, I start to lose confidence. It's understandable to lose confidence if you're not getting recognition despite outperforming everyone. That's just how it is. But hearing you say that makes me feel good that someone acknowledges my efforts. Is it okay if I try to adjust my schedule and help you out? Of course I want your help, but don't overdo it. Just do your best within your limits. Thank you for being so considerate. I've been wanting to work with you, manager, so I'll do my best to make it work. The department head is really terrible, but I'm still hanging in there because the manager is a good person. If the manager were the type of boss who did not evaluate his subordinates fairly, I probably wouldn't be at this company anymore. That's how good the manager is, always looking out for me and even taking me out for meals. This is the first time the manager has asked for my help, so I really wanted to find a way to assist. I finished the work the department head dumped on me by working overtime, then went to see the manager. Manager, I've finished all the work the department head gave me. About helping you out, please let me do it. Of course, if someone else has already been assigned, that's fine. Looks like you were given a lot of work, but you finished it so quickly. You really are amazing, Bob. I've always wanted to work with you, manager, so I try my best to get it done. It was pretty tough though. I knew you were working overtime every day. I thought you were working hard, but I didn't realize it was to work with me. I think you're more capable than the department head, manager, so I thought if I got a chance to work with you, I could grow too. I'm happy to hear you think that way. I'm not sure if I can help you grow, but I'd really appreciate your help with this work. I've been working hard for this opportunity, so I'm really glad. I might make some mistakes, but I'll do my best. You're one of the most capable employees we have, so I don't think you'll cause any trouble. But if anything comes up, don't hesitate to ask. Yes, sir. I don't want to cause you any trouble, so if there's anything I'm unsure about, I'll ask right away before proceeding. That's another good thing about you. Not trying to solve everything on your own. That's why you're able to grow. Other employees can't do that, which is a problem for us. If I tried to proceed without understanding and cause problems, that would be much worse, wouldn't it? Exactly. It's much better for us if you ask questions from the start. Of course, it would be a problem if you ask the same thing over and over, though. I'm happy that the manager trusts me this much. That's why I want to work hard under the manager, not the department head. Normally, getting recognized by the department head might lead to faster promotion, but that's not an option in my case. No matter how hard I work under the department head, he won't acknowledge me or give me important tasks. So I decided to do everything the manager asks and succeed in big projects to earn recognition from the company. Of course, I don't know if it will work out, but I think this is the only path forward for me right now. So, how can I help you? I don't have much experience yet, so I'd like to learn a lot from you. We have a big business negotiation coming up, and I don't think I can prepare for it alone. I'd like you to help prepare the materials we'll use in the negotiation. The materials for the negotiation will be seen by the other party too, so it's a very important job. Are you sure you want to entrust that to me? Is that what you're worried about? Don't worry at all. I trust you that much. Thank you. I'll do my absolute best not to let you down. It is an important job, but it's not good to be too tense about it. Just make it the way you usually do. I had an experience with a client who highly praised the materials I prepared for them. So I'll approach this with my usual mindset. Indeed. I've seen your materials a few times, and they're quite good. That's why I asked you to handle this. Really? Thank you. Actually, your materials have the same positive reputation among other employees. They say your materials are very easy to understand, which is why I was curious to see them myself. I had no idea, but I'm glad to hear that. It's not often I get praised like that. Maybe it's because you're a high school dropout, but I think others find it hard to admit openly. They might feel frustrated about losing to someone without a degree. Is that so? I'd be happy if they recognized me more. I may not have a degree, but I'm trying my hardest. I recognize your abilities, Johnson. I know you're capable, and more importantly, you work harder than anyone else. Thank you. The department head always looks down on me, so hearing you say that really helps. I can't say anything to the department head, but I'll make sure to give you important work. I'd be happy if you could produce good results there. Thank you for your consideration. And so, I started working on the materials the manager asked me to prepare. I didn't know I was being praised so much that rumors were going around, so I'm really fired up. I hadn't had many experiences of being recognized in my life, usually being looked down on by everyone, so being praised like this genuinely makes me happy. Plus, it seems the manager has high expectations for me, so I want to make sure I live up to them. However, I thought if I got carried away here, it could ruin everything, so I decided to proceed with humility. While I was working like that, I was called by the department head. Just when things were going well, I'm anxious about what he's going to say. Why did it take you so long to get here when I called you? Are you looking down on me? Not at all, sir. I just had a lot of work assigned by the manager, so it took some time. Making excuses like that, you'll never get promoted. When a superior calls you, you should come immediately. I understand that, but this time I had limited time, so it took me a while to come. I apologize. I called you today to talk about the work you're doing with the manager. Why are you working with the manager? What do you mean? Why? The manager asked me to help, so I'm cooperating. Is there a problem? You should just be doing my menial tasks. I outrank the manager, so why are you working with him? It's unacceptable. The work you give me is all menial tasks, but the manager gives me proper work, so I find it rewarding. You're just misunderstanding. The manager might be pretending to have expectations for you, but he probably wants to make you do menial tasks eventually. Well, I don't know what's really going on, but so far he's been very kind to me, so I don't think that's the case. You might not understand because you're a dropout, but things don't work that simply in the real world. That's why you should just do my menial tasks. If I can only do menial tasks for you, I'd rather do proper work for the manager. So, I'll continue to work with the manager. How dare you talk back to me, you dropout? Do you think that's okay? You'll never get promoted anyway. The department head seems unhappy that I'm working with the manager and keeps making snide remarks. I've never been given proper work instructions from the department head, so why do I have to hear this? If he had been giving me serious work all along and I suddenly started working with the manager, I could understand if he felt betrayed and dissatisfied. However, the work he always gives me is just menial tasks, nothing substantial at all. That's why I'm working with the manager, and there's nothing I can do about his complaints. Honestly, I enjoy working with the manager more, so I want to keep working with him. I'd appreciate it if you could understand. Do you think you can say such things to me? If I talk to the higher-ups, you'll be fired in an instant. If I'm going to be fired despite always working diligently, then there's nothing I can do about that. Do you want to quit this company? If so, you can leave right away. Nothing will change if you're gone. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying if I'm not appreciated even when I work hard, there's no point in staying at this company. It's not that hard work isn't appreciated. It's that you'll never be appreciated because you're a dropout. Don't misunderstand that part. I may be a dropout, but I'm producing better results than college graduates, so I'd like to be appreciated a bit more. I just don't like you. No matter how hard you work, I don't intend to appreciate you. If you don't like it, quit this company right away. If that's the case, I think I'll end up leaving this company someday. But I'll try my best for a little while longer. Why do you keep trying so hard when you're just an incompetent dropout? Even if you produce results, You won't be appreciated, you know. The department head says this with a laugh. I think it's unbelievable that I won't be appreciated due to my educational background even if I produce better results than anyone else. But I've never worked anywhere else, so I don't know what will happen after I quit. That's why I can't easily leave this company, and I want to somehow be appreciated. However, the department head has always been like this, so I wonder if he'll ever change. Thinking about these things, I headed to the manager's office to have him check the materials. Manager, I've prepared the materials you asked for. They're still in draft form, so please check them for now. It's only been a few days, but you're already done. Not only is your work good, but you're fast too. The department head tried to interfere, but I managed somehow. Did the department head say something to you again? It would be great if you could prove him wrong by producing results. He just told me the other day that no matter how much I achieve, I won't be recognized as long as I'm a high school dropout. Even if the department head doesn't recognize you, I think the company will. Why don't you aim for that and do your best? You're right, indeed. John, you might find this hard to believe, but there have been people in the past who have taken this path. That's why I think it's good to keep pushing forward without giving up. I see. So there have been such people in the past. It's quite challenging to take a path no one has taken before, but there are precedents. It might be tough, but do your best. I can keep trying hard because the manager has my back. Of course, there are many difficulties, but I don't want to be judged by my educational background, so I decided to work even harder. Then, I had the manager check the completed materials. After looking through the materials I made, the manager's eyes widened and he said, "To create such high-quality materials in such a short time, you really are capable, John. Thank you very much. The whole thing is well crafted and designed with the client in mind. The department head has asked me to prepare materials before, but I've never been praised, so this makes me happy. I heard that since you joined the company, the department head's success rate in negotiations has increased. Your skills must have contributed to that. Even if he doesn't like you, he should appreciate you more for creating such excellent materials. I'm glad to hear you say that. Since you've researched the client so thoroughly, I think I'll leave this negotiation to you. Of course, I'll need to check with the client first. That makes me nervous. But if you're entrusting it to me, I'll give it my all. All right, I'll report back if there's any progress after checking with the client. Just be ready to move quickly. Understood. Thank you very much." A few days later, the manager told me that I would be handling the negotiation. Since it's a negotiation that the manager usually handles, it's completely different from what I usually do. However, if I can produce results here, the company might recognize me. I thoroughly researched the negotiation partner before tackling the negotiation. After successfully completing the negotiation and returning to the company, I was immediately called by the department head. Just because you're a dropout doesn't mean you can slack off. You're the slowest worker here, so if you don't work harder, people will call you a loafer. I just got back from a negotiation. I was about to start on other work. I'm not slacking off at all. Do you think you can convince me with such dumb excuses? No matter how you spin it, you've been slacking off, claiming you were out all day, and you just happened to come back. There's solid evidence of the negotiation, so please stop saying such things. I'm working my hardest every day. If you're going to say that, show me the evidence. I bet you didn't really go to any negotiation. The negotiation went well and we got the contract. So would you believe me if I showed you the contract? Or should I contact the client? I can hardly believe you got a contract. If you really got one, show me the contract. If it's real, I'll believe you. Here's the contract. As I said this and handed over the contract, the department head looked extremely surprised. This contract was entrusted to me by the manager and is worth about $100 million, so he probably can't believe it. It was my first time handling such a large contract, so I was incredibly nervous, but I'm relieved to have successfully completed it. I thought the department head would finally acknowledge me, but suddenly he started putting the contract into the shredder. I can't understand what he's doing, and I'm at a loss. What on earth are you doing? Shredding the contract. You must have made a fake contract for when I accused you of slacking off, right? There's no way a dropout like you could land a multi-million-dollar contract. I really just finished the negotiation and got the contract. If you shred it, what will the client say? You're good at acting panicked. But unlike you, I'm highly educated, so I can easily see through your lie. You'll definitely regret this. Why would I regret it? I've seen through my subordinate's attempt to slack off and stopped it. I should be praised for this. Don't say I didn't warn you. Even if it were a fake contract, I don't think shredding it is acceptable. It's one thing not to believe it, but trying to casually destroy it is clearly wrong no matter how you look at it. However, the department head has already done it, so there's nothing I can do about it. I decided to be honest if anything comes up regarding the deal. About 3 hours later, while I was working and thinking about this, our company's CEO and the chairman of the company I made the contract with arrived. Bob, could you come here for a moment? The chairman here wants to talk about the contract. It seems he's acknowledging your work. Thank you very much for the contract. You wanted to speak with me. My subordinate showed me the materials from the negotiation. Thank you so much for researching our company so thoroughly. I felt that you really had our company's interests in mind. Thank you very much. I carefully considered everything and made the most appropriate proposal I could. I've looked at the materials too, and I think you're the most capable employee in our company. You really did a great job this time. Thank you. I'm so honored to hear you say that, sir. I'm really glad I worked hard. As we were having this conversation, the department head, who had been listening, interrupted. It seems he finally realized the importance of what he had done. Was it true that you made a contract? A dropout like you made $1 billion deal? Tell me this is a joke. Your subordinate worked hard and secured a contract. As a superior, shouldn't you be more pleased? I bet you've never landed $1 million contract yourself. Yes, it's really amazing, isn't it? You don't seem genuinely happy. Are you that displeased about our company making a contract with you? No, that's not it at all. There are just some circumstances on our end. Don't try to hide things from the client's chairman. If there's something, speak up honestly. Well, that's a bit difficult, you might say. I think it would ruin the atmosphere. The department head seems to be trying to keep it hidden, probably thinking he'd be in big trouble if the CEO found out. However, I thought it would definitely come out eventually, so I decided to speak up. I'm terribly sorry to the chairman, but the department head shredded the important contract. What? He did it on purpose. He really didn't want to deal with our company that badly. No, that's not it at all. It was accidentally shredded by mistake. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. Why are you making such excuses? You just said it was impossible for a dropout like me to close a contract like that. Why are you saying such unnecessary things? If we just say it was a mistake here, they might issue another contract. What on earth are you saying? Do you think you can get away with shredding an important contract your subordinate secured with just an excuse? I'm terribly sorry. I didn't think you had actually closed a contract. I've heard various rumors before, but I didn't think your character was this deplorable. Someone like you isn't suited for a managerial position. What do you mean by that? I'm saying that if someone like you is a department head, it will hinder the growth of employees. So, I think you need to take responsibility. No way. You've always called me an incompetent dropout and pushed menial tasks on me, so I think this judgment is unavoidable. In the end, the department head's explanations weren't accepted, and he was demoted to a non-managerial employee. The CEO said he wanted to make me the department head, but at my request, he promoted the manager to department head instead, and I was promoted to manager. The department head had always harassed me, but the manager had really taken care of me, so this outcome is the most gratifying. I think life is full of various happenings, but I want to continue working hard for the company from now on.